2016, no need for intro. We going in here full blown. Now, it's been a few weeks since the Super Bowl ended, and all that controversy with Brother Cam, as they like to say him, with Cam Newton, went down with the 2 interviews and whatnot, press conferences, whatever they want to call it. Now, I'm gonna speak on a whole different plane than a lot of folks are willing to speak. Maybe it's me being a young man. Maybe it's me being a brother around his age. Maybe it's me a few other things, okay? I ain't up in the mainstream media. I ain't, speaking from this high echelon of this and that. I don't rock with mainstream white America, mainstream culture. I don't rock with that. I'm gonna keep it real for y'all. I am the media. As I made a video previously stating that. And people say, oh, what about your opinion? My views and viewpoints are as legitimate as anyone else's, and I will explain as to why I have a huge issue with the explosion in which they did on 3 different levels. I will address first the response, and then I'll address the 3 different levels that I have an issue with. Okay. Number 1, the response. The most reasonable person that I heard a response from, and there was a lot, but I didn't listen to all the noise. Okay. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know what the hell was going on till like a few days after the incident even occurred, because I'm not currently watching TV like that. Okay. I got a whole bunch of stuff. It's sticking with social media and stuff, but I got stuff going down, right? I'm involved in various things. And I'm not watching TV to that degree. But then I heard about all of this, and I'm like, wait a second, what? I didn't even know what the event had occurred. That's how fast news be popping off in this day and age. I've been knowing that, but this was like, whoa. It was kind of on the level of the whole Richard Sherman situation, which I will bring that up into this. A year or so ago. Okay. The way the media did that was not fair. The media, as in the sports media, most of the sports broadcasting, was not fair. The person, as I mentioned, was Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq spoke the truth on not Inside the NBA. What's the TNT thing? Oh my goodness! I want to say Inside. What is it called? Their halftime segment and all that. Dang it. Where Sir Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith, who ain't seemingly been there in a minute, and Ernie. That segment, okay, for reference. It just slipped in my mind at the moment. Anyways, Shaq spoke the truth. He said, when I was a young player, my folks got me and they talked to me and this and that. Cool. Everybody else, well, he should have gone back and he should have apologized. He should have done this. Look, I'm not out here to say the brother was right in all regards. Understand? I'm not saying he was right, but I'm not saying he was wrong either. Well, you say, well, if you're not right, how can you be, not wrong? Oh, there are situations where you can be neither right nor wrong. Depends on the perspective. Some things are not set in stone as right or wrong. It's all about perception. And a lot of people are perceiving this situation, from my perspective, falsely. Very falsely. Now, to the 3 degrees. Number 1, as an athlete, I'll speak as an athlete, I'm going to save the black male athlete for the end. Number 2, as a superstar. And number 3 as the face. And then number 3 is the black male athlete, because I have a lot to say about that. And I've been speaking on that for years now. Number 1, as far as the athlete is concerned, in regards to the press for many years has inaccurately painted portraits of athletes from a local scale to the collegiate, all the way to the professional, for the semi-pro and professional leagues. Do I need to go back? Just go back over the years. And how often does the press lie, get misinformed, shape the views of the general public? Stephen A. Smith talks about this all the time. Sometimes he's involved in this as well. But he's at least addressing. How often does the press, the media, shape people's minds about individuals and about athletes? That's all I really need to say on that regard. Cam Newton's been made. Now, just same thing with T.O. Terrell Owens, okay? Now, I guess I can put him in the black male athlete as well. Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson, put him in there as well. There's many individuals I can address, and I will. When you look at it, the way that the press shapes views of the athletes, if you don't fit to this cookie cutter, carbon copy cutout, what happens to you? Exactly. You know what happens. You know what happens. Unless you're not as skilled, or they'll let certain things bypass because it's probably already been done. If they like you, then you're A-okay. Nothing you can do is wrong. But if they don't like you, no matter what you have or have not done, it will get exploded. Now here's where it comes to the leading figure action. Name the leading figures. Name the people who are faces of stuff. Shoot, I won't even go to the stars yet, because a lot of them end up being black male athletes. Imagine that. Some aren't black male athletes, but you know. Look at Tim Tebow. The most polarizing figure at that time I had said I'd ever seen in sports. There may have been some more recently that are more polarizing. Tim Tebow did nothing to deserve the press that he got, negatively especially. They want to say it was he's pushing his religion. He didn't do anything spiritually that many other players have done. In fact, they made the whole Tebow thing. That was kind of funny. That was kind of cool too. But still, we're going to ban face paint because he did the John 3:16, which how many people have done that? I mean, come on. A brother's expressing his faith. You can say all this other stuff, but you can't express your faith now. And it wasn't like he was pushing anything. Don't put spotlight on something if you don't want to deal with nothing. Every time Tebow will make a move on the sideline, doom. I'm just using Tebow. Take whoever you want to as a leading figure. He wasn't even a leading figure, mind you, and they did this. Take whoever. LeBron James, how they put him on a pedestal and then tore him down as a villain. Okay? Serena, Tiger Woods, same thing. And again, some of this is going to be some crossover. Look how they put people on pedestals like they're demigods or gods, and then as soon as they're successful, they look to tear them down. Tom Brady, and I'm not, I respect Tom Brady. I don't like and I have my own issues with the New England Patriots. But see how they did Tom Brady. They hyped Tom Brady to the win, and look what they ready to do. They ready to tear him down. Peyton Manning, you name it. They ready to tear you down. They're the ones who put you up there. They're the ones who are willing to take you down. And who is they? Once again, the press and the mainstream media. And then they get so many other people's minds, and then they let Twitter and stuff. Twitter, as I often say. Twitter is where we're going to get freaking or bases of knowledge and wisdom and intellectual thought from? Twitter? Come on, man. Twitter? Yeah, just like in Monday Night Football, the segment, come on, man. Twitter. That's what we're going to pull from the cesspool that is Twitter. And I'm not saying all Twitter is garbage. But come on now. I don't even have a Twitter for that very reason. I deal with enough on Facebook and a bunch of other social media sites. Not a bunch. But the social media sites that I deal with, I still deal with enough. Twitter? Come on now. Twitter. This is what we're doing now. We're relying on something you can't even, unless they done fit. Tell me in the comment section if they have got rid of that 140 character limits. YouTube got rid of that 500 character limits a long time ago, years ago. Same thing with Facebook. Even MySpace in years past has started getting rid of that. Before it became a graveyard for many of us. Google Plus doesn't have a character limit. Twitter. Come on, man. That's what we're doing now. Unbelievable. And that's speaking for the general public. Get out of here, dude. Most of the general public either doesn't care or be against what the media be betraying. The mainstream media. The sports media. They get these dudes. Some of these dudes be out here just like some of these commentators. Ain't never played a game in a day in their life. Some of these coaches barely know the game. And yet they're reliable sources? Well, some of us been playing since we were kids. I'm one of them. I've known dudes. They'll say stuff, you know, I remember the whole Chris Paul element, dude. With Chris Paul, when he hit a dude in the groin, whether it was intentional or unintentional. They try, man, you know how many times I've been hitting the groin? Basketball, football, baseball, you name it. Oh, soccer, football, okay, football, soccer. You know how many times I got hit in the groin? Come on now. What does this all have to do with Cam Newton? I will conclude all of this momentarily. And yes, there is some emotion expressed in this because it's a lot of BS out here. Pure and simple. Full blown. Now, finally, the black male athlete. They love, oh my gosh. This is so shameful. And I'm going to try to control the emotions on this one because I have gone in on this one. When you look at the black male athletes throughout the years, athletes, martial artists, I can include boxers because I consider martial artists not athletes. Different stuff. Different time for a different day. You can look at Muhammad Ali, formerly aka Cassius Clay, formerly known as Cassius Clay. Saw what they did to him. Now he's praised as the greatest of all time, he's the icon now. But what they did to him back in the day? Even beforehand, you had Joe Louis, well, that was more the government doing that. Joe was Barack Obama. Sugar Ray Robinson didn't get too bad, fortunately. But Muhammad Ali, you see how they treated that man. Howard Cosell, and then eventually Howard Cosell befriended Ali, and they became good friends. But you saw how they tried to trash this man. They tried to berate him and everything else. If you're cool, you know, like Magic Johnson, everything's good. You fit to the way they want you. You know, you had Walt Clyde Frazier, you know, the suit. You had Bill Russell. He was kind of in the mix because of that time. He did stand up, but you know, he wasn't all full blown out here like Ali. You come in later. You got Iron Mike Tyson. You see how they did Iron Mike. All the allegations and everything else. Helped drive Mike crazy for a time. Literally crazy. Not in a good way. Okay? Doggone, he wasn't in no kind of shape, for example, to fight. You know, once Angelo Dundee died, if I'm not mistaken. Custom Model, my bad. I'm thinking of Ali and Tyson. Custom Model died, he wasn't the same. And then all that went down, Don King and everything else. Throw him off, man. Throw him off. Mike Tyson wasn't the same for a long time. Now he's matured over the years, and now I've regained respect for the man. Because I remember making comments about him, you know, why would I listen to? But really, if you sit down and listen to him, he's come to maturity, wisdom, and realization as he's aged, which I respect very much so. You look at you know, Michael Jordan, the gambling didn't come out till too much later. Sir Charles Barkley got grilled with all this stuff. Look at Pete Rose. They still ain't put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I know he ain't a black male, but I still gotta say that. How the hell is Pete Rose not in the Hall of Fame? Come on, man. You want to say gambling and stuff? Let's not uncover baseball's history. That's a whole nother topic for another day. Pete Rose deserved to be up in here for the whole athlete conversation. Okay, gambling on his own team. The man's achievement, but they ain't gonna put this. They gonna put once he dead, they're gonna put up in there, banned for life. As soon as he dead, they're gonna put that man in the Hall of Fame, or they're gonna have his child read that. Come on, man. Doggone Kobe with that sexual allegation with some BS. You telling me this woman, and then I ain't even gonna address her whole shady past, but the woman, it was a 19-year-old or whatever. This man, now you gotta understand, you know, Magic Johnson and them talked about, plenty of folk talked about these women, these groupies, just like rock stars and rappers and whoever, all these entertainers and whatnot. They be all up on them. You trying to tell me Kobe Bryant, who is married, who is a superstar, who is a multi-millionaire, well-known, superstar icon, would try to rape you? Come on now. Come on now. I ain't even gonna address the Big Ben thing. You know, many folk have different thoughts, but come on now. It was the same thing with that whole Michael Jackson. They trying to frame this man the way they brought him down. Oh, how could you forget about Dennis Rodman when he went? But yet, some white brothers were doing some of the same thing before and after. He was inspired. He was so artistic and stuff. Let a brother look like that. Allen Iverson with the cornrows. Wasn't even dreads at the time. I remember people couldn't stand dreads. Now you got a bunch of brothers with dreads and nobody looks the same way. Allen Iverson was the Muhammad. I've said it before and I will continually say it. Allen Iverson was the Muhammad Ali of my generation. Dudes still had cornrows, you know, wore street attire, streetwear. That's why they made him wear suits for a time. Russell Westbrook and that you know, I ain't even gonna address that foolishness right now. But all that attire and whatnot, because of Allen Iverson, couldn't have tats showing and all that. Because of Allen Iverson, because he would not conform. Look at MJ, look at Kobe. Even though they were edgy a bit, everybody was, you know. And I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it real for the people. I'm gonna be iconic in my own fashion. And he was. He inspired a generation. Black, white, Latino, it didn't matter. He inspired all of us. But they were against him. They tried to tear him down. He didn't even finish out his career in the league. Shoot. Recent example, Marshawn Lynch. Brother don't want to speak. He got to play football. He getting paid to play football. He ain't getting paid to deal with the press. Some can say that's signed in the contract. So what? So what? I love his interview. Y'all know what I'm here for. I'm telling y'all I'm going to answer the same question. You know what I'm here for. I'm only here for this interview because y'all forcing me. That's ridiculous. How the hell can you force an athlete to participate in something? Super Bowl week after, you know, post-game Super Bowl, post-finals. I understand you want to get comments, but please, if the media ask some legitimate questions about the game, about the ever, you know, trying to dig into strategies, trying to do all this and that. What kind of logic? Oh my goodness. The way they did T.O. and Chad Ochocinco Johnson. The way they did them. Ran them out the league. Two great players. No off the field issues like so many other players. No domestic violence. No none of this. Saying T.O. was disruptive in locker rooms and stuff. I ain't even going to address all how that foolishness sounds to someone who's been in locker rooms and whatnot. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. People need to be some grown men about stuff. It's like the whole issue with, what is it, Jonathan Martin? He's a Dolphins fan speaking some nonsense. Man up with some whatever. Somebody need to come, you know what? That may be a whole separate discussion, a whole different video about locker rooms and whatnot. But still, running dudes, tarnishing. And here's some dudes, Hall of Fame dudes. Most of these, yeah, pretty much every single dude I name is a legend. Imagine that. All these legends getting tarnished reputations the way they did doggone Joe Paterno and Bill Cosby. The way they're trying to tear them down. Two whole another separate discussion in of itself, but still along this same line. Tearing down legends, tearing down icons. Now, before we letting this video get too long, because I had more to say than I thought I had to say. With Cam Newton, ever since, before at Auburn and whatnot, ever since when we have a Heisman winner, ever since he got into the league, they've been putting this massive pressure on this young man, unfair pressure. He didn't have Carolina until last couple seasons. Now, I deal with this nonsense. You gotta understand. It has been, since Jake Delhomme was Steve Smith back there in the day. It's been years since Carolina was legit. Years. Okay? They may have been legit on offense or defense, but they couldn't find ways to win. Now, it's funny how Ron Rivera, they were talking about running him out of town. Okay, last season. Then 2 seasons ago, boom, what happened? It caught fire. Because they didn't fire him. Cam Newton been doing the same thing for years. Am I wrong? He been producing for years. Okay, he's maybe his personality is not the greatest. Eli Manning doesn't have this best personality, but you know what? Eli Manning has 2 championships. He has 2 Super Bowl rings. He did show up in the playoffs, but he is definitely not as good a quarterback as Cam Newton. Anyone who knows, not Giants fans or not, knows that's the truth. That's the reality. That's the reality. I mean, I've come to see how they've done Tony Romo. And Tony Romo, I mean, I told him choke or whatever, but I've dropped that because Tony Romo arguably is one of the top 10 best quarterbacks in the league. But still, it takes a whole team, man. It doesn't just take a quarterback. In the Super Bowl, how many times did receivers drop passes, which he dressed? Cam Newton in that press conference after the Super Bowl addressed, he kept answering the question. He was clearly agitated, he was clearly frustrated, but they kept asking the same damn question. And then not only that, they kept pressing and trying to say how you personally feel. Who cares? Ask about the game, ask about the performance, ask about what could have been this and that. Don't be asking how he feeling. What is that? What is this, a tabloid now? What? That's stupid. And then he goes and says, you want to know a sore loser? It's still a loser. Now, I can get how that can give off a bad. And they want to say, well, you know, he's a face for all these kids. First of all, parents and other individuals such as teachers and stuff should be faced. I've been saying that for years. The whole Charles Barkley. Now, remember, Charles Barkley said, I am not a role model all these years ago. And that caused a stir. Oh, but Charles, did you forget about that? You may have apologized, but did you forget about what you said? Same thing with Cam Newton. Yeah, he may get the footballs out the kids, whatever. When did he ever say he was a role model? Show me what Cam Newton said he was a role model. Maybe I missed it, but I don't remember that. Cam Newton, just because he's a face, just because he's a Super Bowl player, just because, what is he now, the MVP or such? Brother don't want to lose. And? You know what I mean? Pittsburgh, there were some sore losers. A lot of the legends I know, they even said it, or a lot of the best players I knew, they hated losing. I hated losing. I hate losing more than I love winning, which states a lot. I'm highly competitive. I can understand this. I've never been under that spotlight. Most people have never been under that spotlight. And then to lose something you may never attain. A lot of players never attain that. We're not even talking about the players who never hit the league. We're talking about players in the league. A lot of players never attain that. It may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Again, I'm not saying what he did was right, but what he did was certainly not wrong, and he wasn't wrong. A loser is a loser. At the end of the day, he admitted he didn't play the best. His team didn't play the best. That's all that need be said. Period. Want to talk about his personal feelings? Get out of here with that nonsense. Get the hell out of here. You go somewhere. Get out of Dodge with all that. I expect the one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this nonsense, this fiasco. Yeah, it's a couple weeks old, but I'll let it simmer down before giving my thoughts, so as not to seem biased or whatever. Alright, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace. Again, I'm taking neither side, but the media, the mainstream media was not right in this case by any means.